Oh,
Beep.
putain.
Jan Heineman. Actually, I should say Jan Heineman and Riccardo Mazzini and Fred Serval. Yes, the three intellects got together because Europe is quite small, you know, so from Germany to Italy has got to be like a half an hour ride or something like that. Anyways, and we know how far Germany and from France is from Germany. Joking. So, they got together and they started a web page called Euro Wargamers. The history, state, and future of professional and public wargaming in Europe. And they're calling for articles, and they describe what they're gonna do here. And I think there's a some sort of bridge between an American-style wargame and European-style wargame, where the American-style wargame kind of dominates, you know. And anyways, they're gonna be focusing on Europe-style wargaming, and I think they're gonna be writing a book. So check them out. It's called Euro War Games, and the URL is, and I'm bad at this, so it's eurowargames.wordpress.com. Jan Heineman, Riccardo Mazzini, and Fred Serval. By the way, Fred Serval is the designer, and he's the guy who started off the show. He's an intellect, what can I tell you? They're all crazy. I just got a call from David Heath, Lock and Load big man. Lock and Load big man CEO. And he said, hey Dan, we got a new rule book, 5.1. And I thought, man, 5.1? I got the 5.0. What's wrong? And he goes, first of all, look at this pic. The picture, that is. That's a reason to change the rulebook, that's for sure. Also, he told me that they just clarified stuff in the rulebook. They made things a little bit more simple. There were certain CRT tables that were all the same that people who are used to playing war games would understand, you know. But people who are new to this would question it. So that was cleared up. What else did he say was cleared up? There was also 26 revisions on the player aid cards. So the thing is, no, you don't have to buy the rulebook. It's free. You can download it on the Lock and Load website, Lock and Load publishing website. So, and everything he said is marked in blue, so you know exactly what's been changed. And again, this cover, it's a reason to change it. I hope I don't screw this up, but here we go, the Battle of Ratavich 1794. This is a new product from STRATEGEMATA. The game is designed by, and here I go, and the game is designed by Adam Nieczwiedź. I hope I didn't massacre his name. The scale of the game is 1 counter of infantry represents a company. A counter of cavalry represents a squadron. A counter of artillery represents from 2 to 8 guns. And 1 game turn corresponds to 15 minutes, and a hex is 100 meters of terrain. What you get in this game is a 48 by 68 centimeter box, a board I should say, 260 die-cut counters, a rulebook of 12 pages, and 1 10-sided die. Playing time is 4 to 8 hours. This is a 2-player game. HOLLANDSPIELE and White Eagle Defiant, designed by Ryan Heilman and Dave Shaw. The map art is by Mark Mahaffey. It takes 60 minutes to play this game. This is a 2-player game. The solitaire suitability is very high. And what you get with this game is a 22 by 17 inch map sheet, 88 counters, 12 wooden victory tokens, an 8-page rulebook, and 6 dice!
Hello, this is Riccardo Masini, and this week's greatest day in history and games is September 19, 1777, the day when a pyrrhic victory by one of the greatest armies in the world actually paved the way for one of its greatest defeats, the day of the Battle of Freeman's Farm, also known as the First Battle of Saratoga. So, we are a couple of years deep into the American War of Independence, and the fate of the continent still lies undecided. In this uncertain scenario, a British general, John Burgoyne, proposes a daring plan to end the conflict once and for all, a three-pronged attack on the critical northern theatre to separate New England from the other colonies, with 2 columns descending from the north on Albany, led by Burgoyne himself, and the other, led by General Howe, converging from the south. The plan was good and well conceived, but as every good and well conceived plan, it had its hidden faults, the worst of all, its sheer complexity and low flexibility. The problems began at once, when General Howe, who had fought most of the previous campaigns and was not convinced of the plan, decided not to proceed north to meet with Burgoyne, but continued his march on Philadelphia, hoping to capture the Continental Congress and maybe General Washington himself. And Howe did not warn Burgoyne of his move. Burgoyne also hoped to gather around him more loyalist troops, but those new forces never materialized, and his march on the heavily wooded area of upstate New York soon became a logistical nightmare. Facing Burgoyne was General Horatio Gates, a quite problematic character in himself, and none other than Benedict Arnold, at the time still an energetic patriot leader. The 2 commanders were engaged in a series of personal disagreements when Burgoyne made a probing attack on the American vanguard near Freeman's Farm along his line of advance. The battle was conducted in difficult terrain and a thick fog, so coordinating the maneuvers was almost impossible. American troops fought hard, inflicting serious casualties on British soldiers and mostly on British officers, picked off by the famous marksmen led by Daniel Morgan. Although technically in possession of the field when night fell, the battered Burgoyne did not press the assault the next day. He would wait until October 7th to attack the new American position at Bemis Heights, when he was bloodily repulsed. With a disintegrating army, unaided by the rest of the British forces except for some unsuccessful attempts by British General Henry Clinton, Burgoyne could only retreat to Saratoga and surrender. After that strategic disaster, France declared an open support to the Patriot cause, and the course of the war dramatically changed. Freeman's Farm was the prelude for that final result, and the game I'm talking about this week is a really original and innovative interpretation of the episode. Freeman's Farm, 1777, by Maurice Suckling. As stated in the interesting designer's notes, the game uses some core mechanics of UNPW 1815, dedicated to the Battle of Waterloo, Worthington's own 1759 Siege of Quebec, and the momentum concept of GMT Games' Battles of the American Revolution series by Mark Miklos. The game uses a map with fixed positions and maneuvers, with formation cards that show you the command options at your disposal and their possible consequences. Also, by dominating the key positions on the battlefield, you can dictate the evolution of the battle, while the momentum obtained can be spent to acquire special cards with important tactical advantages. The result is a very simple set of rules, with plays or contained duration that, however, recreates the main problems of coordination, attrition and leadership that historical commanders had to face in the field. It is also very easy to put on the table with its minimum setup time, and the solitaire optional rules give you the possibility to lead American or British forces. Just check out and download the necessary clarification files from BGG. Last but not least, the wooden components look beautiful on the fantastic graphic of the map, somewhat reminiscent of classical Kriegspiele exercises. So, that's it for this week. See you on the next battlefields. Ciao!
A game for gamers, made by gamers, by Flying Pig Games.
BLASTPOP examines the Stalin Triumph upgrade kit from Lock and Load Publishing that takes your 2nd edition game and converts it to a 3rd edition. Magic. Bare Bones Wargaming takes a look at Versailles 1919, and he does a solo play parts 1 and 2. This is a GMT published game designed by Mark Herman and Jeff Engelstein. Jan Heinemann and Let's Play History is taking it easy on me. He only has 4 videos out as of we are Thursday today. So he's playing Fields of Empires, and also he's playing Strategic Command World War II and Imperium's Greek Wars, and going back to Field of Glory Empires. Sorry, it's not Fields of Empires, it's Field of Glory Empires. Sorry, Jan. I'll try to be more, you know what, next time. Dad vs. Son is playing Great Commander. What did I just say here? He's playing Great War Commander. Yes, that's what I meant. And also, he found some, as he calls, dadisms. I guess some mistakes, but I thought it was dadaisms, like the Dada movement, and I studied that in music, and I totally forgot what it means, and I have no idea what I'm talking about it. But he's playing Great War Commander parts 1 through 4. Counterattack is continuing his Invasions playthrough series. Turn 1, Part 2, Administration.
Hey guys, Dave here. Welcome to the Centurions Review, the punk rock band for Wargame Review Institutions. I don't do much stuff with miniatures on this YouTube channel or on my website, but this is some miniature rules from Grenadier. It's Killzone Future Warriors. It's rules for futuristic shootouts from Nick Lund. Let's take a look through it. It's got some counters that you can cover out, basically just informational counters. And then there's a player aid guide here. It goes over group orders such as shooting, staying sharp, keeping down, assaulting, sniping, and running. And then it goes over the initiative, determination phase, suppression removal, and targeting. And on the back it's got weapons information, target kill and modifiers, hand-to-hand weapon modifiers, and hand-to-hand kill score modifiers, and group order changes. Let's take a quick look through the book here. This is going to be a real short video as it's a very small book. So it starts out with an introduction and then how it's played. You do initiative, action, and then orders. And it's going over organization here and the group orders that we went over. And going into initiative in more detail and the group actions here, such as remove suppression, move, shoot, and hand-to-hand combat. And here it's going over action, movement, and difficult terrain and stuff. And the weapon stats again. Here's the stats list and special rules. Rules for individuals here, such as heroes and point costs. Rules for law enforcement officers, squads, and gangs. And there's the the equipment point cost. And here's some additional rules like day and night rules and area effect weapons. And going over buildings, locking on with weapons, And here it goes over how you set up an engagement. And it's got the different types of scenarios here, such as encounter, raid and capture, assassination. Anyhow, I just wanted to show you guys this. It looks pretty cool. I'm surprised there's only 3 scenarios, which is kind of short for a miniature game, but it's a small book. Have a good evening.
And for all you prog rockers out there that is progressive rock, Robert Fripp has a new music for us for free. 5 minutes of new music called Music for Quiet Moments 20, entitled Pastoral. Madison, 10th November 2007. Robert Fripp, for free, for you. Tony's Board Life is checking out, or should I say, is giving us a video of his What's in the Box series, MMP Plus. One, the only, STUKAJOE does a preview video of 1941 Race to Moscow. This is a Phalanx published game, and, well, it's designed by Valdemar Gumyany. I hope I didn't spell his or say his name wrong. And published, as I said, by Phalanx Game. Mo of Mo's Game Table is unboxing and previewing, I should say, Beneath the Med, Regia Marina at Sea, 1940 to 1943, from GMT Games, and designed by the one, the only, Gregory M. Smith. Mo and Whiskey Charlie was also live with episode 15. Mo also previews the battle for Moscow, The Last Stand, 1941 to 1942, from MMP, a game by Yamazaki Masahiro. And the war game philosopher AJ Toynbee, aka Jason Cruz, is playing Command and Colors Napoleonics. And Tad of War D-Robe, the Hugh Hefner of war games, plays It Never Snows, Operation Marking Garden, a game by MMP in their Standard Combat series. Also, Tad does a hind building. He's building a hind! GIMPY of the Gimpy Gamer does a 5-minute review of the Hellboy board game, and also does a review through part 3 of Absolute Victory, a game published by Campus Games, a new direction in gaming. ID Jester and his new package arrives, and he honestly has no idea what it is, but I'll tell him it's Rostov 41, Race to the Dawn by MMP. It seems like it's Christmas every day with ID Jester. Yes, a new package, and he's opening another one, and this time I will not spoil it. You'll have to go check it out yourself. ID is also setting up a campaign game of World War II Barbarossa to Berlin, a game published by GMT. Counterproductive Games is continuing part 2 of Issa Resultat gameplay, and this Issa Resultat is a tabletop rule book for recreating Napoleonic Wars. It's detailed, highly playable, perspective-based war game by the Wargaming Company. And the Players Aid are busting my boxes with an unboxing of MMP's Ariete. And they have the dinosaur bones to review dinosaur table battles from HOLLANDSPIELE. Wardrobe, itinerant hobbyist. Tad, I got something to say, man. You know when you change your name, just like Marco Wargamer changed his name to Marco Omni Gamer. Look, I get it. You gotta go with the times. You know what I'm saying? But you know what that does to me? I gotta go through all my files, look deep down, get your icon, and change it. I mean, in that amount of time, I could have poured myself a wee dram. But no, you took that wee dram away from me. Todd, don't do it again. Don't do it for me. Don't do it for anybody. Just don't do it.
Hey folks, it's ARDWULF. Welcome. Dan Spanducci has asked me to provide a brief overview of what has appeared on ARDWULF'S Lair this week, so here we go. We are still deeply in the middle of the unboxing blitzkrieg, which started on Saturday morning with an unboxing of Ron. This is a 2007 release from GMT Games and designers Mark Herman and Richard Berg, and it is an entry in the Great Battles of History series. This is one of 2 volumes in that series that deals with battles of historical Japan. We continued our unboxing series with an unboxing of Shiloh 1862. This is a 2020 release from Worthington Games dealing with the American Civil War Battle of Shiloh in that year, and it is a part of the Civil War Brigade Battles series, the other volume of which is the Antietam 1862 game. Moving along, we did an unboxing of The Emperor Returns from Clash of Arms, released in 1986 and designed by Kevin Zucker. This is an operational game in the Campaigns of Napoleon series, dealing of course with the Waterloo campaign of 1815, and it boasts a very pretty map by Rick Barber. The feature unboxing of the week was Commands and Colors Tricorn Jacobite Rising from Compass Games and designer Richard Borg. This is a brand new release in the Commands and Colors Tricorn series. I hope to get this to a table pretty soon. I'm hearing very positive things about Commands and Colors Tricorn specifically. I will point out that this is a standalone release and does not require the main Commands and Colors Tricorn set to play. It has everything you need in one box. Next in the unboxing blitzkrieg was Longstreet Attack. This is a 2018 release from Revolution Games and designer Herman Luttman. This is a member of the Blind Swords series and was at one point scheduled to be released by GMT and got reassigned to Revolution Games, also boasting a very pretty Rick Barber map. The game itself, of course, deals with the second day at Gettysburg in 1863. Moving right along, we unboxed Napoleon Retreats. This is a member of the Library of Napoleonic Battles series from the Operational Studies Group and designer Kevin Zucker. This follows immediately upon the heels of the earlier release La Patrie en Danger, and it covers the middle part of the campaign in France in 1814, which is held by some to be one of Napoleon's most brilliant. On Friday, we unsleeved C3I issue number 29 from RBM Studios. This was released in 2016, but I just got it, and this is the issue that contains Mark Herman's Empire of the Sun variant Plan Orange, which is a standalone variant dealing with a hypothetical conflict between the United States and Japan in the 1930s. We did not manage to get the Vietnam tutorial series followed up on Sunday, but we plan to revisit it this Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern. We're going to dig into scenario number 2, the first volley, which is not the whole campaign, of course, but does include quite a bit more than the initial training scenario. There will be a number of additional unboxings next week, one of which will be for Stellar Horizons. At some point, YouTube has managed to devour into its gaping maw my Stellar Horizons unboxing video. I already did a review of this game. We've already pumped about 50 hours into it, and we are enjoying it very much, but here is the lengthy unboxing of a game that contains a lot of components. I'd like to thank Dan Panlovilav for giving me this opportunity to talk about what's happened on ARDWULF'S Lair this week. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy wargaming.
And on the channel of Jim Ocharski, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, he's unboxing Flying Colors 3rd edition. Wojnek TV number 452, Sola Fide, the Reformation review. He reviews that game. Michael also plays Durchbruch, the Austro-German attack at Caporeiro, October 1917. And in episode 454, he plays Across the Pacific, a game designed by Michael Myers and published by Pacific Ring Publishing. I don't know if I've been sleeping or not, but Calandale, the man, famously known as Calandale, Enrico Viglino, has pumped out so many videos this week. He's playing Invasions, a game by Philippe Thibault, where he has Invasions, a video that is, where he has videos subtitled Invasions Intro A, Intro B, 1A, 1B, 1C, Invasions 2, 3A, 3B. He's on a tear! Okay, I must have been sleeping here because the OG, the original Grognard, Devin Heinl, has pumped out a major load of videos. Battle of Denwitz, Turn 5, Part 6. He looks at Robert A. Heinlein's Starship Troopers and Old Avalon Hill game. Plus, he continues Battle of Denwitz, Part 7 and Parts 8. I must be sleeping! Rough Swordsman Wargamers has 2 videos out, one of them being an unboxing of GMT's Flying Colors Deluxe Edition, and also an unboxing of Heroes of Normandy by Lock and Load Publishing. Deke Out and Play tells us how to play Sherman Leader pre-combat phase, a game published by Dan Verson Games. And talking about Dan Verson Games, use this code, No Enemies Here, NEH25, and get 25% off, the best deal you're gonna get. Not even Dan Verson does this. You wanna know what's happening on the big board? Kevin will tell you what's happening on the big board. He talks about maps, Africa, and nonsense. Matt White, the war game artist, reviews Band of Brothers, Screaming Eagles, a game designed by Jim Crone, published by Worthington Publishing. March on the Drina by Princeps Games will be launching Tuesday, September 22nd. And Riccardo Mazzini on his podcast, Checkpoint Charlie number 9, Krieg o Polemos. That is the title of his new Checkpoint Charlie podcast. The Mary and Tom Show, episode 113. That's a number. Anyways, what they talk about on this show is White Eagle Defiant being released, some adventures, 4 squirrels plus a chipmunk, Lefty, and everybody should play Dinosaur Table Battles. Also, they talk about a Dinosaur Table Battles expansion, and tiny baby ships, an ugly, unhappy fish. They talk about Mary's dad boat, and Mary's dad's car, and someone's taller than they are. Game Jam. Make a war game in 3 days with people from around the world. That's right, you heard me right. Consum Game Jam. You make a war game in 3 days with people from around the world. This is a 72-hour event where participants from any background, players, history buffs, designers, artists, students, etc., you try to make a war game from scratch. Depending on the theme and rules of each edition, participants may work independently or in teams. This is going to be held online from Friday to Sunday. The date of Concept Jam number 1, I guess there's going to be more, is the 2nd to the 4th of October 2020. If I'm not mistaken, these games will be judged because there will be a winner, and I have some inside info. One of the judges is Volko! Good luck, suckers! No, I'm joking. This is meant to be an open, friendly Concept Jam. Like Fred told me, Fred Cervalli said, this is open to anybody, and my dog is barking like crazy, so I'm gonna have to cut this short, and it's meant to be fun. My Patreon supporters can use No Enemies Here to sell their wares. You want to sell war games? Get a bit more visibility in selling war games? Hey, you're a supporter of mine? You've got this for free.
Hey guys, Dave again. I am selling Kanev from People's War Games. It's Parachutes Across the Dnieper from September 1943. The box has got shelfware and it's got a torn corner, a little bit of dish panning. Here's the sheet in here that tells you that they forgot to print up some of the counters. You'll have to make them yourself. I already made them up. They're in here. Here's a rule book. And here's the rest of the counters that haven't been punched. And the map is here. The price for this is $28.50, and that's free shipping within the United States. I'll put my website URL where you can buy this and my email address on the screen so you can see it. Thanks.
Another week, another show. It's unbelievable I've been going on this long. You know, I think I've missed 1 week in 3 years. That's because I went to WBC, but I did some sort of like show that was gonna be shown. I taped the show when it was shown later. Taped. WBC. Man, I had such a blast. I hope it happens again. This COVID thing, it hadn't affected me in terms of being stuck in the basement because as a musician, the basement is my life. I mean, I woodshedded for 25 years in the basement, you know? But now, I want to go play games. I want to see David Heaths. I want to see the Gilbert Toast-Evans or Toast-Evans. And I want to see my subscribers, and I want to see my supporters. Please support this channel. It helps me out. For God's sakes. And subscribe. Come on, just click the button, subscribe. I mean, the Players Aid, they're kicking my butt. And they're two. Nadja Sandambroj. Anyways, yeah, I can't wait for new conferences. My God, I've even forgot what they are. I mean, they're whatever you want to call them. I want to go. I want to play. I want to drink scotch with Mark Herman again and John Butterfield. And maybe I'll have David Heath have a drink, but he doesn't drink. You know, stuff like that, man. I want to meet people. I want to play with people. It was so much fun. So, that's my rant. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Please like. And please think about supporting this channel. It's $5 a month. It's $1.25 a week if you watch it. It's like you're buying me a coffee. I know if I was around you, I'd buy you a coffee. No milk though. Coffee's supposed to be drunk black. Have a good weekend. And hasta la vista, baby. You know, in the mornings you wake up and you say, wow, today I feel great. What's the matter with you?